What is good, Mexit planners? Yo, if you are traveling to Mexico or planning to move to Mexico or living in Mexico right now, you're gonna wanna know about this bank ATM scam that I'm exposing. Stay tuned, let's go. The technical term for this scam is called dynamic currency conversion. Let me explain. All right, if you're traveling to Mexico for vacation, you're going to need pesos almost immediately after you leave customs. There are three ways to really get pesos when coming to Mexico. One is through your US bank. Back when we were traveling here for vacation, I would visit one of my local branches and convert pesos or US dollars to pesos. I understand that that's not really an option due to the pandemic. They're trying to limit the traffic in US branches. And so the preferred way to do it with your US bank is to actually request pesos through an app and have them delivered to a branch or directly to your house from your US bank. Now that doesn't give you the best conversion rate, but it does give you pesos when you arrive in Mexico. The second option is to use a money exchange service in the airport. So you can go to the money exchange, convert US dollars to Mexican pesos at the airport, and then have pesos when you arrive. Again, you're not going to get the best conversion rate. The best way to get the best conversion rate is using a Mexican ATM machine, but you need to watch out for this scam that we're going to talk about, which is the dynamic currency conversion. If you use a Mexican ATM machine, use your foreign US bank card with a Mexican ATM machine, there's an option that pops up on every ATM that I've been to. And you need to know what that option is in order to avoid it. So Mexico is a cash-based society. What I mean by that is, yes, you can use your credit cards to pay for things. And if you're using a US-based credit card, some resorts and some restaurants or stores will offer you the convenience of converting your money for you from US dollars to pesos. This typically plays out by them asking you, hey, would you like to pay in dollars or pesos? If you say dollars, they will do this dynamic currency conversion for you that will not be in the most favorable rate for you. It will be favoring the vendor or the store, the resort that you're buying from here in Mexico. So dynamic currency conversion is where you allow them the convenience of converting your pesos for you or your US dollars to pesos for you, which is going to be at your detriment. The same exact thing happens at a Mexican bank. Whenever you go to the ATM machine, there's always ultimately a couple of screens that pop up. One is going to be the ATM transaction fee. Do you accept this transaction fee? At the particular bank that I use, which is Banorte, it is generally has the lowest transaction fee of about 46 pesos. So if you use, in this example, Banorte, you'll see the first screen will say, hey, do you accept our 46 peso transaction fee? If you say yes, it continues. If you decline, that process stops there, it spits out your card and you go on about your business. The next screen that you'll see is one that looks like you have no choice. It's an offer that you can't refuse, right? This is the scam. This is what we're talking about in this video, the ATM bank scam that happens in Mexico. This is the dynamic currency conversion screen that you'll see. And it usually plays out like this. You'll see that it'll offer you the money, it'll offer you an exchange rate, generally at some percentage, plus additional fees, and then it will say, do you want to accept or decline? Now, most people will assume that if you decline just like the transaction fee, the ATM transaction fee, that this would be the end of the transaction that would spit out your card. But the assumption is wrong and they're banking on you making that assumption. If you decline, it continues on and allows your US bank to do the conversion for you. Let me break this down for you. The exchange rate today is about 20-1, and it varies depending on different things that are happening in the world, whether it's COVID or politics or trade agreements or what have you. The exchange rate can fluctuate. Today it's about 20-1. I did an experiment last week where I took out 800 US Mexican pesos using both methods, using the method that I'm recommending, which is to decline the dynamic currency conversion, and I did it where I accepted the dynamic currency conversion. All right, in the scenario where I took out 800 pesos from a Mexican ATM machine and accepted their conversion rate or the dynamic currency conversion, it cost me $49.57. When I declined the ATM conversion, or the scam that we're talking about, I received, it cost me $47.57. So that's roughly $2 difference when using on 800 pesos. Now this gets worse. I told you earlier that I needed over 35,000 pesos a month to pay for all the goods and services that I receive here on a monthly basis. And that's just the things that I pay for in cash, not necessarily things that I pay for online or what have you. That's simply my cash expenses. So I did my monthly withdrawals from the ATM machine, and normally I start by withdrawing 18,000 pesos. Using my Transferwise WorldPay card, I was able to withdraw 18,000 pesos, and the cost to me was, there's a 2% Transferwise ATM fee for all the charges over $100. But I was able to withdraw that money from Transferwise using my ATM card from my Mexican peso account, and the cost to me to get 18,000 pesos was 18,407 pesos. Now, if I would have done that using my Rappi card, it would have taken me 2 days, right? Because my Rappi card only allows me to do up to 9,000 pesos a day. But the benefit of using Rappi is I can withdraw 9,000 pesos today, come back, withdraw 9,000 pesos tomorrow, and all it ever cost me are the 9,000 pesos. So with Rappi, they reimburse the 46 peso ATM fee, but it takes me multiple days in order to get that because my limit on Rappi is 9,000 pesos a day. So generally, I'll start to do this process well in advance so that I'm not charged these additional fees. If I was to do this with my US Bank debit card and use the Mexican bank's exchange rate, I would get $45 less for this 18,000 peso withdrawal. Now, multiply that by 2, that's almost $100 less that I would receive if I allowed the Mexican bank to do my normal 35,000 plus peso withdrawals that I need a month. Let me wrap this up. If you allow any Mexican bank's ATM machine in Mexico to do the exchange rate conversion for you, then you're gonna lose money. Yo, tell me what you think about this particular video. If you save money at an ATM starting today, leave me comments in the message below. This actually works all over the world, so just be careful when you see anytime they're offering you the convenience of exchanging your money for you. There's always a fee associated with that. So whether you're in Europe or you're in Mexico or anywhere else, be careful when you see the screen that shows the dynamic currency conversion. All right, if you've got any value from this video, if it saved you a little money, do me a favor, hit the like button, press that subscribe button, and tickle the bell for me. All right, until next time, MexitPlans Monty, I'm out.